My name is Kyle Wall, and for the past couple of years, my school's wrestling program has been doing very well. So I thought it would be nice to take a little trip on down to Mr. Wallace's room and interview the man himself.
I was the head coach here since 2007. Before that, I taught at another school. I taught at Susquehanna. I was the head coach there, but while I was coaching there, I was still working with the elementary kids here. So probably since about 2002, I was working with the elementary program, but then I took the role as head coach in 2007. Northern Lebanon always had a huge history, a very successful history as far as wrestling is concerned. I think the program started in 1966, and they had, a really strong program, always had pretty strong teams. Jim Collins won a state championship here in 2001, and then there were some down years after that where they really struggled with numbers and interest and participation. And I know when I first took a job here in 2006, there was actually talks about budget cuts and cutting some programs, and wrestling was a program that was always in the conversation just because they weren't really having a ton of success. It's a process. I mean, it takes a minimum of 5 years, just to get a group of, older elementary kids, interested and keep them together and then get them through middle school. So, the teams that we had recently that have been very successful, those are kids that all, came up through the elementary program together and stuck together. And, it takes a while, and it's a lot tougher to get there, but it's even tougher to stay there. So we do a lot of work, year round just to try to keep the program where it is. Every team's different, and I don't ever try to compare one team to another. But obviously, 2 years ago when we made the state finals, that was a phenomenal year. We came out of the district as only the number 3 seed, and beat the number 2, 3, and 4 ranked teams in the state to make the finals. So that was a phenomenal experience, and that's something that we'll remember for forever. That was awesome. But every year that you coach, there's something different. There's something special. All the section championships that we've won and league championships, just with different kids, they all have special moments. But the year that we went to the state finals, that was a phenomenal season. We wrestle 11 months out of the year, so we only take the month of August is the only month that we take off, and that's so the kids can rest and the guys that play fall sports can get ready for the fall. But on average, during the season, I'm here in the morning at 5:30 with kids that work out and doing practice plans, and then we're practicing after school, and then every weekend we're away at a dual meet. We go to different events, and this year we were in West Virginia, we were in Tennessee. But when the season's over, we take 1 week off and we're right back at it. And we're in Massachusetts and we're at Virginia Beach, and we went to the Disney Duels in Florida. It's all spring and it's all summer. So, but I'm blessed to have assistant coaches that are willing to put in that much time also, and kids and parents that have bought into our program and what we're trying to do. A couple of facts that I think are pretty cool. In today's world where it's so hard to be a coach for a long period of time just because of all of the different things that you go through. We've had wrestling here since 1966. I'm only the 4th coach in the history of the school. There are schools that go through 4 coaches in 4 years, and I'm only the 4th one in the history of the school. And I always thought that was pretty cool, because when you can have some longevity as a staff, you can really do some things. I think probably what sets us apart is we have this sort of family atmosphere, and I think our kids buy into that, and I think the parents buy into that, and all of our wrestlers from elementary through junior high and senior high, they're just like a sort of really tight-knit group, and it's almost like a family. So I know a lot of people say that and they think it's a little cliche, but in our case, it's actual, it's factual, and I think that's what makes us able to have some success and do some of the things that we've done. This year we won our 7th straight section title, and we have a lot of individuals that are having a lot of success. So I think that has a lot to do with it. I've always said since I've been here that my goal is to have kids graduate and say wrestling at Northern Lebanon was the best thing that I ever did when I was in high school, and I think that that's 100% accurate. I think if you're on the fence, it doesn't hurt to give it a try. I think that what we do and what we offer as a program and what you'll get in return is far, far worth it.
I'm Ethan Marlowe, and after hearing what Wallace said about his athletes, I decided to interview a former wrestler, Ryan Dobb, to see if Wallace meant what he said. What was your time like in the wrestling program?
It was pretty great. Rusty was a great coach, very involved, teaching, different aspects of life that you can carry over to just hard work, determination, teamwork, commitment.
What has stuck with you the most during your time wrestling for Northern Lebanon?
A specific memory that sticks out to me was probably the regional tournament when I finally qualified for states. It was a big achievement, something that not only I myself, but pretty much our program was looking forward to, especially Rusty. Being the first one to make it to states for him as a coach, I know it was very gratifying. So that's probably what sticks out the most.
During your time in the program, what were your thoughts on Wallace as a coach?
Definitely a grinder. He was definitely a commit. Whenever he committed to something, he wanted to help you achieve that, and he would always take into consideration our goals and pretty much do whatever he could to get us to